Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. You know, it's interesting. Kabam likes to make fairly complicated champions now. That's not necessarily true all the time. But I feel like when the game first started, they were making champs that were so easy to use. They weren't the best champions, but they were easy to use. Like OG Iron Man, Winter Soldier, the list goes on and on. Ronin. And then as the game has evolved, they become stronger, more complicated, sometimes feel like a calculus degree before you can use it. A math degree with calculus, I should say. I don't know if there's a calculus degree that even exists. Such as even like Taskmaster back in the day. My favorite champs are ones that you need to know a couple of things and then you're good to go. Like Scorpion, like Nick Fury. Even a champion like Dr. Doom, I mainly ascended for defense because offensively, I'm just still not very good with the special 3 rotation, and part of that's because I also don't have any points in Mystic Dispersion other than my Battlegrounds mastery setup. But one of the older champions that used to be the #1 champion in Mutant, and now he is just looked at as a really solid champion, is Iceman, who recently did get a tune-up buff for himself. Now, I don't know if I'm ever going to ascend him, but he's also one of the best counters to Bullseye, and Bullseye, make no mistake about it, is a test. If you think Bullseye is going to be the last champ that has his mechanics, especially for defensive purposes and Battlegrounds, then it's essentially something that you're being very naive to, because once Kabam introduces a new mechanic, even something like Root, you better believe they're going to continue to make champions that reflect that. So Iceman's value is not going down. He is only going up, and I think he was strategically targeted as a buff because Kabam knows his utility is rare and valuable. That's why I took him to rank 5 during the Romance event, and that is also why we are focusing on him today, because my man, longtime supporter of the channel, the Boss 81, loves to run Iceman with Vision Arcus and Scorpion, which is pretty awesome. Here, he decided to ascend him, and I'm just going to take out my webcam so we can see this fight in its full powered up value. Now, my strategy with Iceman is just to spam special ones. Look at those numbers. Wow. Clearing that heavy with all of the debuffs on him is the way to go. So normally I like to do a special one and then a parry heavy. Just like that. 95,000. And I will say this. I've had mixed feelings for the first time in 6 years, going a week-ish to try no recoil masteries. But a champ like Iceman that you don't have to worry about the recoil really helps. He has kept it on for him. And you can see that's mainly his loss of damage. He's also a bit of a tank. Rank 5 Iceman is very tanky on defense. Not the best defender, but if you don't have cold snap immunity, which most champs don't, you're still going to lose a decent amount of health. So, I'm not saying that this is going to be, it's a standard test, right? Realm of Legends, Winter Soldier. This is not going to be something that turns heads. But at the same time, it just shows his overall utility and value as I start to lose my voice in this video and don't have my water next to me. Excuse me. It's always embarrassing when you have to clear your throat on camera. But 146,000 damage on that heavy. I mean, that's really impressive. Combining that with his defensive tankiness, I'm a fan. I'm not saying that he should be in your top 5 mutant champions, but he's so easy to use and I think so relaxing to use that you don't have to chill, literally, when it comes to Iceman. So the Boss 81, thank you for this. Iceman is once again the future of the game. And I'm looking at Bullseye, as he's not going to go away, and just what that mechanic is going to evolve into with other champions that come down the pipe. But my big argument is, I've heard from more people who hate Battlegrounds, or are tired of Battlegrounds, or who are burnt out of Battlegrounds than ever before. The rewards suck. They're only rewarding Valiant players and totally once again disrespecting Paragon players to the point that most of your players are there. I think there's got to be far more Paragon players in the game than Valiant players, no doubt. If those players are sick of it, even when they become Valiant, they're not going to suddenly fall in love with content they despise again. So Iceman's got fun value on offense and Alliance War, I'm sure. Defensively he's good too. But in general, for Battlegrounds, you've got to make it better, and you've got to give players a lot more reason to want to spend money and time and effort than what we see right now in the contest. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.